Most people believe dreams are random, fragments of memory stitched together by a tired brain. But if you've ever woken up with your heart racing, a strange emotion lingering for hours, or the feeling that a dream was trying to tell you something, then you already know that explanation is incomplete. Dreams are not noise. They are signals. And many of the forces shaping them operate far below conscious awareness. Every night, when the external world shuts down, another world becomes active. The filters you rely on during the day, logic, social masks, distractions, go offline. What remains is raw perception. This is why dreams often feel more symbolic than literal. Your mind is no longer speaking the language of reason. It's speaking the language of images, sensations, and emotion. And those languages are far more honest. One of the strongest unseen forces influencing your dreams is emotional residue. Not the emotions you express, but the ones you suppress. That conversation you avoided. That resentment you swallowed. That desire you judged yourself for having. During the day, you may outrun these feelings with productivity or entertainment. At night, they catch up. Dreams don't ask permission, they surface what's unresolved. This is why two people can experience the same event and dream completely different dreams afterward. One may dream of being chased. Another of being trapped. Another of flying. The event isn't the cause, the internal processing is. Dreams are personalized reflections of how your nervous system is integrating life. There's also the influence of mental saturation. What you consume consistently, stories, videos, conversations, stress, doesn't disappear when you fall asleep. It sinks. And when the mind finally relaxes, that material reorganizes itself into dream imagery. This is why people immersed in conflict-heavy environments often report chaotic or threatening dreams, while those who cultivate calm and reflection tend to experience more coherent, symbolic, or even lucid dreams. But here's where it gets more interesting: not all dream influences come from the day you just lived. Some come from patterns you've lived for years. Repeated dreams often point to recurring inner dynamics: fear of losing control, fear of being seen, fear of failure, or fear of stepping into something new. The dream changes costumes, but the theme stays the same until it's consciously addressed. Have you noticed how certain dreams repeat during transitional periods in life? Before major decisions. During emotional detachment. When something is ending but hasn't fully ended yet. Dreams become more intense during these phases because the unconscious senses movement before the conscious mind accepts it. In that sense, dreams are early warning systems, not of danger, but of change, and yet, most people wake up and immediately disconnect. Phone in hand. Notifications flooding in. The message dissolves before it's even translated. This is one of the biggest reasons dreams feel uncontrollable. Not because they are, but because they're ignored. If you've ever felt like your dreams are vivid, confusing, or emotionally charged lately, pause here for a moment. That's not random. And if this topic resonates with you, this is a good time to subscribe and leave a like. It supports content that explores the deeper layers of the mind, the ones most people never slow down enough to understand. Taking control of your dreams doesn't start at night. It starts with awareness during the day. The way you speak to yourself. The way you handle stress. The way you avoid or confront emotion. Dreams are mirrors, and mirrors don't lie. They show you what's there, not what's comfortable. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the specific unseen forces that shape dream content, from emotional loops to environmental energy, and how subtle shifts in your waking life can dramatically change what happens when you sleep. One of the most overlooked forces shaping your dreams is the state of your nervous system before sleep. This isn't about what you think as you fall asleep, but how your body feels. A nervous system stuck in alert mode will generate dreams filled with threat, urgency, or chaos. A regulated nervous system allows dreams to become clearer, slower, and more symbolic. This is why two people can go to bed at the same time, in the same room, and wake up having lived entirely different inner worlds. Think about nights when you fall asleep after an argument, after scrolling endlessly through alarming news, or after pushing yourself past exhaustion. Dreams on those nights often feel fragmented, stressful, or draining. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your mind is still trying to resolve a state of tension. Dreams become the nervous system's attempt to discharge unresolved energy. Another unseen force is environmental residue. Spaces hold memory. Not in a mystical sense, but in a psychological and emotional one. Bedrooms filled with clutter, unresolved associations, or constant stimulation send subtle signals to the mind. Even light exposure, background noise, and temperature influence dream depth. A room that never fully rests teaches the mind to stay half awake. And a half-awake mind dreams defensively. This is why people often report deeper, more meaningful dreams when sleeping in unfamiliar but calm environments, a quiet cabin, a clean hotel room, a place without emotional history. The mind isn't busy defending old patterns. It's free to explore. Then there's the force of identity. The version of yourself you perform during the day doesn't always match the version that appears in dreams. Dreams often strip away roles. You're not your job title. Not your responsibilities. Not your reputation. You're a moving point of awareness responding to symbols. This is why dreams can feel disorienting. They aren't designed to reinforce who you think you are, they reveal who you actually are beneath the structure. Have you ever dreamed of being younger? Or unable to speak? Or searching for something you can't quite find? These aren't random narratives. They're expressions of identity tension. Parts of you asking for attention. Parts that don't get airtime during the day. Recurring dream symbols often indicate negotiations between who you've been and who you're becoming. Doors. Roads. Water. Falling. Being watched. These aren't predictions. They're processes. The mind rehearsing change in symbolic form before you consciously accept it. Now here's where control begins, not domination, not forcing lucid dreams, but cooperation. You don't control dreams by commanding them. You influence them by changing the conditions that produce them. One simple but powerful shift is what you do in the final hour before sleep. Not adding routines, but removing interference. Lowering stimulation. Letting silence exist. Allowing the day to complete instead of dragging it into the night. Even 5 minutes of stillness before sleep can radically alter dream tone, because it signals safety to the nervous system. Another shift is emotional honesty. Suppressed emotion always finds an outlet. If it doesn't move through waking awareness, it moves through dreams. Naming feelings during the day, even quietly, even imperfectly, reduces the intensity with which they surface at night. Dreams don't need to shout when they've been heard. This is a good moment to pause and reflect. If this is helping you understand your inner world more clearly, take a second to like the video and subscribe. It supports content that goes beyond surface explanations and into real self-awareness. Dreams aren't enemies to conquer. They're conversations to participate in. When you stop dismissing them as meaningless, they stop escalating. They become quieter, clearer, and more instructive. In the final part, we'll talk about how to intentionally guide your dream state, not through control, but through alignment, and how to use dreams as tools for insight, creativity, and emotional clarity. Taking control of your dreams doesn't mean manipulating them or forcing lucidity every night. Real control is subtler. It's about influence, not domination. Dreams respond to coherence. When your inner world is aligned, your dream world follows. One of the most effective ways to guide your dreams is through intention, but not in the way most people imagine. You don't go to sleep demanding answers. You go to sleep creating space for them. A simple practice is to hold a single, gentle question in mind before sleep. Not a problem to solve, but something you're ready to understand. What am I avoiding? What do I need to release? What deserves my attention right now? Then let it go. The dream doesn't answer in words, it answers in imagery, emotion, and tone. Another powerful method is reflection, not interpretation. The mistake many people make is trying to decode dreams immediately, as if they were puzzles. Instead, notice how the dream made you feel. Empowered. Trapped. Curious. Calm. That emotional residue is often more accurate than any symbol dictionary. Dreams communicate in states, not definitions. When you track how you felt, patterns emerge naturally over time. Writing dreams down matters more than remembering every detail. The act of recording signals respect. And what you respect, the mind invests in. Over time, dreams become clearer, longer, and more meaningful, not because you're forcing them, but because the unconscious knows it's being listened to. Control also comes from lifestyle alignment. When your waking life becomes more honest, your dream life becomes less chaotic. Boundaries during the day create clarity at night. Saying no when something feels wrong. Resting when you're depleted. Expressing truth instead of rehearsing it internally. These actions reduce internal conflict, and dreams thrive in low-conflict environments. There's a moment many people experience after weeks of paying attention to their dreams. The fear dissolves. Nightmares soften. Repetition breaks. Dreams stop chasing you because you've stopped running from yourself. Even difficult dreams begin to feel purposeful rather than threatening. If you've ever woken up from a dream with a strange sense of peace, even when the dream wasn't pleasant, that's alignment. The message landed. Integration began. This is the deeper function of dreams. Not prediction. Not fantasy. Integration. They help your system digest life emotionally so you don't carry everything consciously. When you work with them instead of against them, they become allies. If this video has shifted the way you see your dreams, this is the final moment to support the channel. Subscribe and leave a like. It helps this kind of reflective, meaningful content reach people who are ready for it. So tonight, don't try to control your dreams. Prepare for them. Create quiet. Create honesty. Create space. Let your mind know it's safe to speak, because dreams aren't random stories your brain tells at night. They are conversations your conscious mind hasn't learned to have yet, and when you learn to listen, they change, and so do you.